Hello everybody and welcome to this episode of Wechsler Consulting Cloud News. We're going to start, as always, with our Azure Talk section, where I'm going to highlight some of the new developments which occurred over the past weeks. And featured, I wanted to introduce you to the new stuff which comes around with the Azure Maps SDK update. So what happened in the past weeks in Azure? From an application development point of view, it's always more efficient to leverage the Azure Serverless path. And we've got some updates here regarding Azure Power Platform, which was Azure Flow in the beginning, but now has been renamed to Azure Power Platform. And this video gives you valuable background information on what is going on there and how the plans for future development are. And they're working really very customer-centric. That's one of the points I like. The second topic that I really find interesting is to develop real-time cloud apps with the help of the SignalR Azure Cloud Service. SignalR is not a new technology. It's already around for a few years, and I did my first blog post, I think, 5 years ago. But what's new here, it's an Azure service, and by leveraging the Azure service, it's really easy to connect your application with the help of SignalR in near real-time fashion. It's always good to see what customers are doing in Azure as well, and therefore I really like to see the showcases from Festo, Cow and AkzoNobel, which show how you can use Azure IoT to visualize your embedded devices, such as in the case of Festo. Another really interesting topic is the use of Event Grid on Edge. It was already possible to use Event Grid on Edge devices between Edge containers or different IoT Edge services. For those of you who are not familiar with Azure Event Grid is the global Azure messaging bus system, pretty much like Service Bus, but on a global scale. And the good new thing, which came out recently, is that you're now able to publish any events, alerts, notifications you generate on your IoT Edge device directly via Event Grid into Azure. And this is great because it gives you another means of connectivity from devices or on-premise into cloud, which is not really suited for high-frequency messages, such as telemetry messages. For these cases, Azure IoT Hub should be used. But if you have higher quality information, higher quality events, then Azure Event Grid takes care of it and does reliable and robust delivery, which is absolutely great. You also should be aware that it's not absolutely real time. Normally messages arrive with 5 to 10 seconds of latency. The SLR speaks about 5 minutes latency, but I've never experienced that. At least a very interesting way to connect to the cloud asynchronously with the help of events. And last but not least, in Azure Talk, there's a new API on Azure SQL. It's called the Change Tracking API for mobile application. And people like me who worked a lot with SQL Server Compact Edition a few years ago are pretty much reminded at the SQL Server Compact merge replication, which means with the help of the Change Tracking API, you are able as a mobile developer to synchronize your device, find out any changes in the backend database with the help of the Change Tracking API, which gives you the ability to sync device-specific change information. And that's really important and a great asset if you're developing a mobile application where you have intermittent network connections. That's a really cool feature I can recommend, so just have a look. And as always, please find the related links on our Wechsler Consulting Cloud Campus blog post page for your convenience. And now to our featured topic, the Azure Maps SDK update. Azure Maps are an essential building block in any telemetry application if you have devices which are moving geographically, or you have customers or locations or anything that can be displayed in a map, maybe even together with data which can be presented as an overlay over the geographical representation. So what's new in the latest version of the Azure Maps SDK? The team has done a lot of work regarding the spatial I/O module. So if you have any data, for example, geological data as displayed in the picture here, you want to use on your maps, then now it's much more easy to do this by just integrating the data in a common format you might already know, such as GeoJSON or CSV data, which now can easily be imported into Azure Maps and be displayed as an overlay on the map. Another new feature are pop-up templates. So if you have a special location on the map, now it's really easy to create a pop-up with a specific context, for example, coming from a database, a Cosmos DB or SQL Server DB, to enrich your map experience. And we do have other improvements as well. For example, the pop-up auto anchor, which means that the pop-up appearing automatically tries to detect its ideal position on the map, moving into center, to the left, to the right, just depending on where you are in the map. Then we have drawing tools, events, and editing. This is really cool if you just think about the use case that your customer just circles an area in the map with his pen, for example on a Surface device, which automatically then, after the circle is finished, starts a web search in this region for a certain asset. Therefore, I consider the new drawing tools as a great asset to create more intuitive workflows and user interfaces. What also helps a lot with the user interfaces is the style picker layout options, which now enable you to easily pick a suited style for your map display. While this is all great, it also should be noted that the Maps code gallery already is over 200 code samples strong, and this is really great because each of the samples is a direct result of a developer request. The support guys quite often took a customer or developer request and they turned it into a code sample to help other people as well. And this really is part of a success story because these code samples are 100% useful because they originate in real life development experience. I would say go there, check them out. They're very good to jumpstart your next Azure Maps project. That's it for today. Any questions? No problem. Please leave a comment below and I'll take care of them. Have a great time and stay tuned for our next episode of Wexler Consulting Cloud News. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.